So this is kind of odd, actually. I actually have another update with my game, actually, and I found the rules and I thought, you know what, screw it, I can always post it on YouTube and actually copy and paste the rules onto the description and basically have you guys actually have an actual set of rules. That's how I'll go on the Facebook group page if you don't have a Facebook for whatever reason. You have the rules. I can also show you what else we're doing for using for a stand, and you can get these from Games Workshop, and it doesn't come with the little clear plastic part. And actually, it's just the oval base. And because I said I want to use the 1/44th scale models, you can see, there we go. It fits, and you know what? Honestly, they can also just display the gunpla on these things anyway. About $5-6 each online. Then I'll go off to eBay, whatever. So just I thought it would be better if you guys want to listen to me. Go ahead. If not, everything's in the description below for the rules. Just gonna go through the rules and my my reasons why I think it should be like this. And I know I had a suggestion from somebody about different mobile suit quickness, movement. That's gonna be the next thing after I get some more stuff actually, looked into. We can say. Okay, so anyway, the game's we actually in 3 phases. You have and it's got to be person A, person B, person A, person B, or if there's multiple people, side A, side B, side A, side B, and the game is based on a and it's like say you. Oh, look who I have, Comrade Magnus. Anyway, he. You'll be famous online, Magnus. Take this now, and I swear to Christ, if you move it, he is in love. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so the game is divided up into 3 sections. It's the first part of the game is basically determining what mission it is. After that, you have to determine how the bird is set up, deployment zones, and that's going to be done later on. If you want to just play it off right now, basically, let's go take a table, one side, 6 inches from one table edge, 6 inches from the table edge. One side, no side. Simple as that. Person they both people, just saying for simplicity, there's 2 people playing the game. Person A, person B rolls a dice. Whoever gets the highest number will set up the first model. Person B, second model, so on and so on. Whoever the first one is done setting up the models, they will get a +1 to the roll to see who goes first. Because the game is determined, depending on the mission, overall the game is determined on whoever gets the highest dice roll. So the rough roll, this is all 6-sided dice, by the way. So really easy, really easy to find because almost all board games have them. Anyway, he's happy. Anyway, the next thing is both people roll off a dice. Whoever gets the highest number will go and actually pick if they want to go the first turn or they want to go second. Okay, so now it's got to be the game itself. There's 3 phases. You have movement, so person A would have to do all the moving first. Then there's the shooting phase, that's basically where they do the shooting. Then the assault phase, and that's basically close combat, pew pew pew. I mean, not pew pew pew, clunk 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 clunk. And then after that, it's going to be person B's movement, shooting, assault. Person A's movement, shooting, etc., until the game's over. And usually games last 6 turns. It's person A, person B, next 1 turn. Then the next one, person A, person B, turn 2, etc., depending on missions, down the road, it's going to be like that. So, anyway, now, for the movement phase, every model overall, as of right now, not counting, I actually typed everything up. So I actually have stuff in front of my face. And other than, what's this sort of cutie right here was kind of distracting me. All mobile suits, as of right now, except the Dom, and the Golf, which will go a little bit faster with different mods. So, to walk, 6 inches. Oh, by the way, the game is used with a tape measure. So, one of these. It's a simple tape measure. Ooh. Like that? So, I love this little kitty. So, like I said, the other things being range of shooting, assault, movement, it's all using one of these dice. All these tape measures, I'm not ending this. I just want to get this done in one take. So, if you move up to the same place, move up to 6 inches, there's no accuracy modifiers. If you run 6 to 10 inches, it's going to be a -1 penalty, well, +1 penalty for you to score a hit if shooting. But if you do a boost, which is 10 to 15 inches, they can't shoot. Now, I know a lot of people, they say, well, in the game they can boost and they can shoot. Well, I'm trying to figure out a way to go and actually have a way to go because if you boost to get that extra movement, but at the same time I want a way for someone to go and actually have a disadvantage of not shooting. So, it's a disadvantage if you move the full amount. So, then they got dangerous terrain, and terrain is going to be basically different types. If you want some good examples, look at Warhammer 40,000. That's got some really good terrain pieces they show. And the different types examples would be like jungle, woods, rocks, cliffs, stuff like that. And jungles and woods, they do not slow you down at all for difficult terrain because it's such a big mobile suit and it's just a small little tree. They're not going to be stopped. When going over tall objects, so like buildings, for example, big piles of rocks, for example, you must boost to go over, and they must count how many inches up it will take to get at least on top of it towards your boost. So if an object is 10 inches, you have to boost 10 inches to get up there. Then after that, if you want to shoot, then you won't have a modifier. But actually, it's a good question. What's people's thoughts on that? It is the dead boost, so I would say no, you can't shoot still. So at the end by the way, you can go through rivers and stuff like that. That's really, you got to keep in mind, you're a big old mobile suit, okay? There's not going to be that much to stop you. Now, for the shooting, at the end of the movement phase, you must declare what stance you're in. That's either standing, so standing up, kneeling, really now, or prone. So that's basically on the ground. If you boosted, they can't go prone. So another disadvantage of going far. I think he fell asleep on my shoulder. He fell asleep. Okay, so next the shooting phase. So each mobile suit has a profile in their I'm sorry guys, in their profile. It's called their ballistic skill, or BS. New pilots have a lower skill because they're newer, while veteran pilots have a higher skill, thus they have a better chance of hitting. Same thing with close combat. In the shooting phase, each mobile suit must pick one target if they want to shoot at all, or if they can't shoot at all, to check range of the weapon, if they have a weapon, or weapons, if they have more than one weapon. If weapons are in range, roll to hit of applying any modifiers. So, for example, if you move, for example, if you ran, it'd be a -1. So, these, D6, 6-sided dice. You must get the phone number and the profile or higher to hit. So, for example, a veteran pilot needs to hit on a 3 or higher if he didn't move. So we gotta roll dice. If it's a 3, 4, 5, or 6, he hit. If you got 1 or 2, he missed. Sucks. If the target is hit, you must compare the strength of the weapon, and every weapon has their different strengths, versus the toughness of the targets. Toughness is how strong basically the armor is. And there's going to be a link to the card in the description below. Then they have to take a d6 and roll depending on what it says on the card. So, for example, a GM is toughness 5, and the 120mm machine gun from Ozaku is strength 4. You must roll either a 5 or a 6 to damage him. Now, if the weapon toughness is the same thing, it will be a 4 or higher. Or if the strength of the weapon is higher than the toughness, it will be 3 or higher. Now, there's different weapons, different targets, but that's going to be something else for a different day. So, if you do cause damage, the mobile suit will have to do an armor save. That's basically the armor protecting against the damage. And every mobile suit has a different armor save. The heavier ones, you got a better chance of living. But at the same time, the heavier you are, the slower you move. So, manage pros and cons of everything. So, and this is also on the profile, externally save or SV. Most of them are 3. Most Xeon mobile suits are 3 or higher because they're more heavy than the Feds, which are more later, which could be a 4 or 5. So, let's just say, for example, you shoot at Ozaku, it goes, let's just go with the same example of the GM. Zaku gets a 5 and damages the GM. Then the GM must roll an armor save, and the armor save is 4 or 5, is a 4 or higher. That way, the Fed player has to go and roll a 4, 5, or 6 to save. If he does, he's fine. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, the shooter has to go and roll a d6. So you have excuse me. Then if the save isn't made, the shooter must roll a d4. And a d4, it is a little pyramid dice. The spell should be dice, but it's really cool. I like it a lot. I use it in D&D. So you roll the dice. You get a 1, you hit the head. 2, chest. 3, you hit the arms, or an arm. 4 is the legs. Now, if the arms or legs are hit, you have to roll another d6. 1, 2, or 3. The left limb is hit. 4, 5, and 6. The right limb is hit. And you do have to go and keep track of the damage because different things happen to that limb. And every mobile suit part has their own hit points, hull points, HP. Now, if there's a shield covering the limbs on the model, like for example, the Geodude here. I don't really play with my Gundam, so you gotta forgive me. Oh my goodness. Like this. And you get the result of the arm or the kiss game hit. There we go. The shield takes the damage. And the shield has its own HP, and for the shield's HP is gone to 0 and it's destroyed. But another thing is, it is actually possible to go and actually be missing a limb or limbs and actually still survive. So they can have a mobile suit with no legs crawling around, dragging himself around. Which would be kind of interesting to say the least. Now, if the excuse me, I'm sorry guys. If the leg has 25 HP left rounding up, movement is decreased by half, so you can't run. You can't run. Your walk is up to 6 inches, and run is going to be 3 to 5 inches. But they still boost up to 15 inches. And if it's 0, what you have to do is you have to take a excuse me, I'm sorry. You have to go and randomly determine which side of the mobile suit topples over. So what they do is you take a dice and you take it a couple inches away from the ground, off the table actually, and you drop it. You know, if I hit a dice right now, actually, I wish I got one. Anyway, you take the dice and whichever way it bounces, it's going to topple in that direction. So if you drop it, let's say you drop it like this. Let's say the camera's the table, okay? You drop it like this and then it bounces forward. The mobile suit drops forward. Sleep. Oh my god. Here, I'm like, he's in my hood of my jacket. Here, have a little blanket. Inside my head. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. This is so cute. And he's purring right now. He's so happy. So, yeah. Anyway, if the head reaches down to 0, any close combat or shooting attacks or hit on a 6, no matter what the ballistic skill of the model. When the arm's down to 0, whatever it's holding in the hand is dropped automatically. And the cast goes down to 0, the mobile suit's destroyed. Now for close combat. Very, very simple. Oh, I forgot about the stances. Why it's so important to determine which stance we're in. like say you are kneeling. I don't know if I'm playing with my models, but you're kneeling like this. So your leg is not really. You don't have to position the models like on the table. So to declare where it is makes it a little bit easier. Um, if you want to, go ahead. It's not a big thing, but let's say they're kneeling on your left leg, and you roll. The person rolls, and it determines whether you get hit in the left leg. You actually don't get hit. Actually, no, you would actually technically. Maybe forget about that. This is why I like saying stuff out loud because it actually makes me sound. It actually helps me think out loud. Um. So close combat is basically when you're 1 inch away from an enemy. Well, actually, because you're using bases. When your bases touch, um, you are in close combat. And if you're in close combat, you use whatever weapon is in your hand. So if you have a beam sword, heat axe, or if you don't have a close combat weapon, or if you don't have a close combat weapon, use the base profile of the strength of the mobile suit. And whoever charges, actually, the person who charge. I'm sorry, guys, the cat. When you get in close combat, both people have to roll a dice. Whoever gets the highest number gets the first turn. And then after that, you have to use the weapon skill, or WS, and whatever that is, you hit on. So if you are weapon skill 3, I guess he doesn't like close combat. If you're weapon skill 3, you hit on 3s. The weapon skill 4, you hit on 4s. You can fly away from close combat if you want. It's simple. Now, that's basically the rules. If you survive through the 22 minutes of the cuteness, awesome. Next question is, what do I do for, how do I figure out everything, like, how many points my mobile suits are? And that's actually a really good question. And that is actually done, I think I forgot something. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I would just post this online, just for that. Now, when it gets to the point of determining how big the battle is, you and the opponent must agree on a limit on how big the battle is. You can go anywhere from to 200 points to, if you want, 5,000 points. But the thing is, both sides must be even. And because it's going to be using multiple mobile suits, if you want, I think you're going to, hold on. Well, look, he's back. Well, I think he likes my jacket. Okay, anyway, Magnus, so basically when you buy a mobile suit, you have to buy the base mobile suit using the points. So let's just say, you want to buy a Zaku 1, it's 100 points. Now then, after that, you have to go and, buy a pilot. And a pilot is either a new pilot, which is 5 points. A trained pilot is 10 points. A veteran pilot is 15 points. A new pilot, weapon skill and ballistic skill is 5. trained weapon skill, ballistic skill 4 or higher, or veteran is 3 or higher. So they can kind of see where new pilots, they will stacks, so they can buy more of them. After that, they have to go and buy at least one weapon, and you can either get all mobile suits do come with at least one weapon, including the planks, or they can always switch it out for another weapon, or you can get multiple weapons. Depending on the mobile suit. Some mobile suits can hold maybe like 1 or 2 weapons. I know there are some mobile suits or Gundams actually that can hold multiple weapons, but that's on a per mobile suit basis. But going to Zaku, one option. They all come with a Heat Hawk and a 120 mil machine gun, or they can buy a 280 millimeter rocket launcher for 20 points, a Panzerfaust for 15 points, but it's only a one-shot weapon, so after you use it, hits or misses, you can't use it again. It's a strong weapon, but you can miss. We can buy a Knuckle Shield, which is 15 health, and it also comes as, or they can buy 2 grenades, and that is basically 20 points, and they only use those 2 grenades one at a time. So that's basically the game. If you have any questions, suggestions, ideals, always open up for ideas and everything. That's really it for now. I'm gonna go not really I'm not gonna go and actually work on this the next couple of days. I want everybody to go and see more stuff, give me some ideas, give me some suggestions, so when I come back to it, I can actually go and see what other people think. So that will be quite awesome. And just like kill this little cat. But that's basically the game, how it is so far right now. I will be working on Excel, but like what I said, I want to give it a couple of days of input flowing in, and I will go from there. So until the next time I post something about this game, Sigzion, and I will see everybody online. Little Magnus, want to say goodbye? Want to say goodbye to the nice people? Oh. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Okay, he's a good boy. Okay, Sigzion, guys.